CM 365, all about Carnatic music.
It is interesting to see how, when various Vagyakaras have composed compositions on Devi and her different rupas, apart from the fact that they have extolled her beauty, her glory, and made great descriptions about it, in many compositions we see that the undercurrent is that one of the plea or the request to Ambal to protect that particular Vagyakara, where he tries to bring out the emotion of one of pleading to the goddess to protect. Here probably the universal goddess is also looked upon by the Vagyakara as his own mother, in the sense that how a child will look up to the mother and plead for protection, plead for coming, requesting to come fast and to protect him. That same similar emotion is expressed in many compositions, like compositions of Papanasim Sivan or Thiruvar Ramaswamy Pillai that I did earlier, or Subbaraya Sastri, about whom I am going to talk today. Like this, we see that many of the compositions is a plea to the goddess to come and give protection. In this context, today we will be taking up a composition of a slightly rarer Vagyakara, Subbaraya Sastri, who comes in the lineage of Shama Sastri. He has composed a limited number of compositions, but his compositions on Ambal are very, very evocative, and his that inner request to the goddess for protection, for giving him that grace, to shower the grace on him, is very beautifully portrayed in his compositions. Here also we see that one of the distinct characteristics of his compositions are also that the compositions have got Swara Sahityas. You must have heard the popular composition Janani Ninuvina and Riti Gaula, but today I'll take up a slightly rarer composition, Yemani Ne Mahima Delupudu Namma, in the ragam Mukhari. And let us see from part by part as to what is the meaning that he is trying to convey to us through this particular composition. Ye manine ni mahi padelupu dunam maye manine ni mahi padelupu dunam maye manine ni mahi padelupu dunam maye manine. Where in the Pallavi he says, of course here the whole composition is dedicated to the Ambal at Kanchipuram, which he also makes a mention in the Charanam part. You see, Vara Kanchipuralaya Vasini. So the composition is dedicated to the Ambal at Kanchipuram. So he says that, O goddess of Kanchipura, is it within my reach to assess your limitless glory? That is, Yemanine, to assess Delupudunamma, that is where I am not in a position actually, or rather he questions her, is it ever possible for me to ever be able to describe your limitless glory? Certainly it's not possible for me. And then coming to the Anupallavi, let us see the words. Sabajaga mini amba samajaga mini sarasa lochani amba samajaga Gabini sarasa lochani. Very simple words, Samajagamini, that is one who has got the gait of an elephant, and Sarasa Lochani. Many times you would have heard of this word as a description for Ambal, that is having eyes like a lotus. And here again there is a swaram coming after this, and after that we see that the charanam comes like this. Hari Hara Sura Muni Varulaku Nidu Charanamahi Mapoga Duda Tarama Narudanu Nenu Pa Marudanu Devi Varakanchi Puralaya Vasini Shri Paradevatani Du Kumarudanu. And the Sahityam of this, Rakendu Vadana Vinumika Ni Sariga Deva Mugana Vadabjamula Sada Vinubi Salipite Natajanati Harana Nivedatalli Ninne ni mahe badalupu duna mahe ninne. Where in the Charanam he says, do the gods like Vishnu and Shiva, Hari Hara, he talks about Vishnu and Shiva, the celestials and the eminent sages, the Munis, have the capacity to describe the greatness. That is, he is trying to say that her greatness is so immense and so vast and so limitless that it is not possible for anybody to describe it, and that's what he is trying to convey through each of these sentences, that is each of these lines here, I would say. And he says that do the gods, the Vishnu, Shiva, celestials, eminent sages, and any of them, do they have the capacity to describe the greatness of your feet? Charana Mahima, the greatness of your feet. Devi, then, if these people themselves can't describe your greatness, how? I, a mere mortal and a helpless one, how can I be able to do that? He questions to her. And then he says, O Supreme Goddess who resides in the great temple, as I mentioned earlier, Varakanchi Puralaya Vasini, that is one who resides in the great town of Kanchipura, the city of Kanchipura. I am your son, Nidu Kumaruna Dhamma. That is, I am nothing or nobody except the fact that I am your son. Where again I said probably the same feeling or the same kind of emotion that Shyama Sastri conveys in his compositions also, where like a child conversing to the mother. Here also he reiterates the fact that Subbaraya Shastri, that he is nobody but only the son of this goddess. So the goddess is his mother and he is trying to converse with her here. And he says that, O goddess having the face like a full moon, that is coming in the that Swara Sahityam part. We see Rakendu Vadana Vinu Mika, that is where he says that, O goddess having the Vadana like a full moon, please listen to me. And then he says that Ni Sariga Daivamu Gana, that is, you are the goddess non-peril, that is nobody equal to you. And then finally he says, my mother, Talli means mother. So he says that, O mother, if devotees worship your lotus feet always, you dispel their afflictions. That is where he is talking about the fact that if a devotee actually surrenders completely unto the goddess, if he dedicates his entire self to the worship of the lotus feet of the goddess, then for sure she will dispel all their afflictions and she will give liberation to them. So this is again a very beautiful composition of Subbaraya Shastri, where he completely surrenders to the goddess. He tries to describe her, and he says that nobody for that matter can really get to describe the limitless thing that she is. That is, the Swarupa not be described by anybody. The greatness of the Ambal or the greatness of her feet or whatever cannot be described by anybody at all. But nevertheless, if one seeks refuge at her lotus feet, she is sure to give protection and liberation.
CM 365, all about Carnatic music.